Hello and welcome to part 2. So in this video what we're going to try and concentrate on is the hatch, installing the fridge, the 2 base units and a general tidy up, because I haven't done that yet like I said in the last video in part 1. Also in part 1 I said I was going to be finishing the shelving and the tiling, so I'll show you a quick look at that. So that is the shelving nearly complete. Obviously need to do some finishing off on it, it's just at first stages really. And then I'll just grab the light. Nearly finished the tiling in there. Just put some tape on the front there and a bit of aluminium angle so that protects the edge. So it ain't finished yet, but it's not far away. So yeah, made some good progress today. So tomorrow's job, just be finishing off really. I'm going to tidy this up like I said I was going to do in the last video. I haven't had time to do it yet. The door still needs finishing off. And then the next big job, hopefully when the channel section comes, is get the main hatch. Get that cut out. I've already pre-marked it, so it's going to go quite high, that the hatch, obviously because of the wheels, so I've got to counter reduce that. So the bottom of it's going to be, I don't know whether you can see that mark there, that's going to be the bottom, and then this from about there, that's going to flip this way for a service counter, and then from about there it's going to go up on the gas struts, and then I need to build some sort of step back into it so that people can rest their arms on it and whatnot. So yeah, that's the next job hopefully, if the channel comes. Like I said in the last clip, need to address all these marks on the wall here. So what I've got is a mixture of bleach and warm water, fairy liquid, and then in the bucket I've also got some more warm water and a scouring pad. So all we're basically going to try and do is spray the affected areas, the dark marks. These are just where the carry boxes for the delivery driver have rubbed against the wall itself. So like I said before, it's not all going to come up, and it will certainly help. If it's too bad, I'll end up wrapping it anyway, so we'll just see what the result is. So I say, this is just Scotch-Brite. You can see already that's helping the situation. It's not going to be perfect, but you just need a good scrubbing. It's just a time-consuming job, that's all. So if you've got the patience to give it a good scrub, you will get a good result. I'll just do a little area for you to see. Give that a wipe down. So you can still see the slight marks on it, but if I continue to scrub it, give it another splash of bleach, so that's the before look, and that's the after. So I'm going to give it a good go, going over all on the van, all on this side, and see how we get on. So I think you'll agree, looks a whole lot better. Most of this is going to be covered anyway, so I'm being a bit anal doing it really, because all that bottom bit there you're not going to see. You're going to see the top bit, which is probably a little bit better. But we'll decide once I get everything in whether it's going to be good enough. If not, I'll just wrap it. All that in there is going to be covered to probably, well, I've marked it on the floor anyway, them 2 marks there. I'm going to put some 3x2 in all the way to the top there, and then this bit here is going to be for the gas, so I'm going to enclose it all level with the top of this. So I'll probably take these tiles off because I'm going to run tiles down here so it's all nice and neat. And then say this is going to be the enclosed, and then in the back wall there I'm going to put a door, and it's going to be 2 propane, enough for 2 propane, and I've just bought a double propane regulator for it, and then it'll go pipe straight up to the wood burner. I was just going to have it as a wood fired one, but I think I'm going to get top money for it. It needs to have gas as well, just in case. So that's this morning's job. I haven't sanded that yet, I keep meaning to. I just don't want to get around to it. I like to do jobs I enjoy doing, I don't like sanding. So I'm going to do a bit more wood work this morning. So I'll put that in and I'll keep you up to date. That just gives you some idea of what I'm doing. Obviously it's not finished yet, but that's going to be cased in there. And cased in there, I just need to put some timber at the back wall there. And then that's all going to be boxed in. And then if I show you on the outside, I've already marked my holes. So, hole there, and then a hole there. So, from that hole up to there, across there, down there, and down there, and then that's going to open with a trailer latch lock that I've ordered, aluminium hinge, and then an LPG sign on there, and I'm going to edge it off with the channel, aluminium channel again, which I'm doing the same job with the hatch, so that'll all look in keeping. Right, I've got the board cut. See if I can install it. I'm going to use the Paslode second fix nail gun because it's a lot quicker. Unscrewing it. I had to do it in 2 halves because with the noggins up in there, there wasn't enough angle there to get it in, so I had to do it in 2 halves, but not a problem. I'll show you it. So that's it in there. Just need to do the bottom bit. I've actually cut it, so I'll just cut that, put that on, put the front on, and then need to decorate it. That's that done now. It just needs liquor paint on it. I think I'm going to do it white just to keep it in keeping with the colour of the van. Crack on with the tiling next. So I can't put it off anymore. I'm going to attempt to flat this off. I'm going to have a go at spraying it first, see what it looks like. So but I'm going to wrap it. So I want to keep it white if I can. But, I'm going to start with a 40 grit and then a 240 grit. I'll put it in fast forward so it's not too boring for you. So that's gone over with the first pad. I've not gone over with the 240 because I need to put some more filler in it where it's a bit low. So I'm going to do that in the morning. I've had enough today. That took me about half an hour, although I didn't record it all. So I've had enough today. I'll get that back in the morning and attack it. Just to show you that complete, I think I've already showed you that. So that's going to be obviously for the gas. In there, that's going to be the wood pile. So tomorrow as well I'm going to put a half cut shelf in there as well, so that you can store the wood in if you want to, or she wants to. And then I'm nearly worked up until I get some more materials, so I'll get that done in the morning. So here we are again in the morning. I put them in this morning just to tidy it up a bit. I think you'll agree it does look better like that. So that's the tiling complete there, ready for the pizza oven to be installed and get the flue in when it comes. I was going to get a stainless steel one, but I've found a double insulated black one, which is going to be more in keeping with it. So I'm going to get that ordered today, hopefully. Update on the cupboards, shelves. I'll put some fronts on them so that the product doesn't slip or fall off in transit. Now I've got that to finish off this morning. I'm not going to be able to start the hatch yet because I've had a bit of a brainwave. I'm going to get it wrapped first, because if I do the hatch, I'm going to have to wrap around the hatch. It's going to be more difficult. So if I wrap all this, I'm going to get a wood grain, and then once I've wrapped it, then I'm going to cut it, because then it'll be all nice and level. Trying to wrap something around channel and angle and things like that, it's going to be difficult. So I'm going to wait for that. I'm going to hold on and do that a bit later. What I am going to do today, I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut this out. I've ordered also for this the LPG sticker, which you have to by law, so that people know you've got gas in it. And I'm also going to put an air vent somewhere in it. I'll put a couple of pictures on screen now. I'm going to do that for airflow, just in case there is any leaks. I mean, there won't be because you've got to have it tested, but just in case there is, there's no gas going to be going up into the van itself. It's going to come out, so that'll be a good idea. So I'm going to crack on with that this morning. I'll show you the results. Right, let's get cutting. I'm just going to put a bit of tape over, so when I cut the top piece it's not all going to fall out and crack. I don't think it's going to damage it anyway because it's only light, but just in case. Open sesame. There you go, one hole cut for the gas. So it's going to fit 2 bottles. Obviously one there, and then I'm going to put the twin gas regulator in there and then pipe it straight through up there to the pizza dome. Well, that's the plan. Because I'm still waiting for parts to come, I've started to make the brackets for the gas struts for the main hatch. So these are what the gas struts are going to connect to. I'm going to bolt these to the van hatch and side of the van, and then the gas strut will connect to this, so there'll be an 8.5mm hole for the gas strut, and then I'll rivet these, the backside, into the van and into the hatch. I've also put the first coat on the fridge door, a white primer. It's not too bad. I'm not that happy with it, but I'll see the result once I've sprayed it. If I'm not happy with it, it's going to have to get wrapped. Right, so I've got the 4 pieces cut to what sizes I want. I'm just going to mark where I want the hole to take the gas strut, so I'm just going to show you the process. And then we want an 8.5 hole drilling. So all I'm doing here is marking where I want the hole, and then centre mark them off, and then we need to centre pop them before we drill them. I'm just going to use centre pop so that when I drill it, it doesn't move. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to use the pilot drill for a start, 5mm. Once I've got the 5mm through, now I'll go through with an 8.5. If this was steel, you'd have to be a bit more careful holding it, because the drill bit will bite and it'll end up damaging your fingers. But aluminium is quite soft, so it's not too bad. It's quite forgiving. Right, that's them 4 done. Now we'll go through with the 8.5. Should be a bit easier now I've got the pilot hole. This drill's about at it. There you go, that's what can happen with steel. It would have been worse than that, it would have ripped my hand off. With aluminium, as I say, you get away with it. Right, so that's the hole, and that is the gas strut. So what's going to happen, that's going to fit on top of the hatch, and then that's going to go through there. Nut, nylon nut, and a washer on the back, and that's that process complete. So there you go, that is a 16 amp supply. I put it in front of the back wheel out of the way, so it's just got an end cap to put on it to stop weather getting into it and creepy crawlies. And then I've started to put the feed in, so let's go zoom out a bit, that's it. So that is the feed, what you've just seen from outside, up to the consumer unit, and then I'll start branching out to the lights and the sockets. This doesn't actually need any power hardly at all, it's because it's only got to run the fridge, prep counter. There's a digital display on the pizza Gozney, which is nothing. The extractor fan, which is nothing. The light, strip lights are LCD, and that's it. I've got the hot water, you know, it's hardly pulling anything, so it should be fine. But I'll spread it all out on the breakers anyway, so it's nice and safe. Right, so I'm going to continue putting the feed in over there, and then I'll put it in around this corner. What I plan on doing next, rather than putting the electric in for the lights and sockets that way, I'm going to concentrate on putting this extractor fan in. As I said before, it's going to be for extracting a lot of the heat away from when the person is cooking the pizza, because it's going to be very hot in this area. I mean, the Gozney dome are very good, they don't get hot on top, and the flue pipe's going to be double wall insulated, so there's not going to be a great deal of heat from that. But obviously when the heat's coming out from cooking at the front, it's going to be rising, so I want to get it out as fast as I can. I plan on doing, it's 190mm diameter, so I've got my pair of dividers. I'm going to half 190 on the divider, scribe a line on there, and then hopefully use my jigsaw and put it on the outside. The smallest wall thickness I could get is, I think it's about 120. The thickness of this is only about 40mm. So I'm going to have to make a surround for it on the inside to bring it forward, because if I put it straight through, it's going to be sticking out that much, which we don't want, because I've ordered a plastic 6-inch vent cover for the outside as well. So I'm going to scribe that. I'll put it on video, but it's going to be fast forwarded, so I don't make these videos too long for you to look at. Right, let's have a go. So I've marked it out. It wasn't 190, it was 160 in the end, the diameter. So set the calipers at 80. I'll give myself a bit of clearance as well, just because of the electrics on the outside of it. So here goes. Another hole in the man. So that hopefully is going to accommodate that. Like I said, it's going to stick out quite a lot, because that's only about 30mm wall, and that is over 100, so I'm going to have to pack it out a bit. And I think I've got a good idea for that. But it's 3x2. And there we go. That's the fanning. Just need to paint the wood, and then I'll see a power for it, so that'll go in there and straight into the consumer unit. Now, I didn't do the full adapter, if you like, in here because it would stick out too far, so I'm going to do another one outside up there, so I need to put some more on that one. That's the only one I could find. I know it was too thick, too wide, sorry, but that's the only one I could find, which was a decent fan for the output that I want. Bit of an update. So that's my double socket for the prep fridge, and then I've run a line across there. That's going to be a double socket, and these two cables here I'm going to carry on, one's for the light and one's for the socket. So the light's going to come up there, and then the other line for the other double socket going to go down there for the hot water, like I said, in the pump, and then I'm going to join that one into another double socket there. So I'm going to carry on with that in the morning. It's fairly easy to do, just basic electrics really. This was a 5-gang. Again, I've narrowed it down to 3 because it's just easier to work with. If you buy the smaller ones, which is 3 RCDs in, it's very hard to get your wires in, so I always buy a bigger one and then take the RCDs out. It's just easy to work around. That's it for today. I'll continue in the morning and give you an update. I've got as much as the wiring I can do now, because I need some couple more bits. Oh, excuse me. I've got the strip light in, LCD there. So I've got all these sockets in ready. First fix anyway. So what I'm intending on doing this morning, today, is fitting the, well, I'm not fitting them, I'm just trial fitting them. I'm going to have to cut some, I'm going to have to get rid of this 65mm there to make that flush. So, because I'm going to put a socket down there, so the socket needs to come out of here, so that I can plug the tap in the pump into. Plus it's overhanging there a little bit anyway, which I don't like. And the other thing is, I've got some real oak breakfast bar, and it's only 510 across. So I'm just going to squeeze it in, I think. 510. If I take a measurement and show here, 510, look, it's just going to take me over the edge, so I'm just going to get away with it. It's not perfect, I'd like it a little bit overhanging, but then again, I can't really get it in with the door. People are going to catch it as they're walking in, so I think it's going to end up satisfactory. And I'm going to get rid of every bit of reclaimed oak breakfast bar, because that's just over 1 metre in length, and these are 500, so I'll get the 2 out of that, so that'll save me a few pounds. That's one base unit in. I've got the back cut out, like I said, for the first fix for the electric socket, so it's going to come through there and then up once I've got it in. So I need to get some more bits and bobs first. So while I'm waiting for that, I've got the breakfast bar cut, and that's nicely in. So now I've got to put 2 sinks in, so it's going to be a tight fit. I've got 2 of these. I'll put a picture up somewhere on screen. They're not that expensive, about £36 for 2, I think. They're quite good stainless steel. They're not very big, but you don't need them big. They're just for hand wash and pot wash, which is not going to happen in here, but you've got to have it for regulations. So what I've done, I've turned the upside down to where I think I want them to fit them both in. I'm going to put one there and one diagonally in that corner. I've drawn around them in pencil, and then the lip on it is about 10mm around there. So what I've done, if you can see, I've measured the middle, put a pencil mark on it. Then I've squared off the middle across using my square, and that'll give me the place where I need to put this. So dividers again. So like I said, I want 10mm off, so I don't obviously want to cut on the outside, it'll just sink, will just drop straight through. So I've marked 10mm there, so I'll put it in the centre because I've marked my square off, and I'll put that to that 10mm mark, scribe it round. So that's the finished article. I can get that glued in and screwed into the base unit now. And once I get the tap will be going, say, going somewhere here. It's a heated tap, so it's all in one like I use on the horse trailers. So that's the other little shelving that I said I was going to do. I think I'm going to tile it in the morning so it matches the top. And these two big bits here, I think I'm going to have them wrapped in a wood grain that I've ordered for the front. Also, this door didn't come out like I thought it was going to do. It just kept taking loads and loads of paint, so I'm going to end up wrapping it. First base unit's in. Got the holes cut out. That's for the tap and power. I'm not putting that in yet till last. And then I'll just show you what I've done this afternoon. Started installing the twin gas pipes. I just need to finish it off. So that's the these are two inlets, and then you can just swap and change. If one runs out, you can just swap over to the next one without having to change the bottle, so it's just a bit quicker. That's the isolation valve, and then that's your pipe fitting that's going to go through there and through into the pizza machine. So that's the updates so far. I'm back in the morning, so I'll see you then.
Morning, I'm back, as you can see. There's not much more to do really on this new project of mine. I'm going to end the video on this. I'm going to do a part 3, which I didn't think I was going to do, but I've already overloaded with time on this video. So I'll just show you what's left to do. So obviously the big hatch is left to do, wrapping it, which I've ordered. Pizza's still not arrived. Once that has, I can get that installed. I've got to finish the wiring. Serving counter in there I've got to finish. Obviously another base unit in there. As I said yesterday, I got that installed, so I've got the door to hinge and make lockable on there, and that's pretty much it. So it hasn't taken me as long as I thought it would. So what I'm going to do in part 3, I'll get all them jobs wrapped up. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, give me a thumbs up and a subscribe. That would be very generous of you. So we'll see you in part 3.